today we're going to take a look at White Knight Chronicles for the PS3 by level 5.
Now the story in White Knight Chronicles follows the character of Leonard, who's visiting the the main castle in the game when it's attacked, and during this attack Leonard finds this sort of rare suit of armour that he puts on, and it grants him these sort of special powers. He uses this to fight off the sort of attackers, and while this is going on, the princess gets kidnapped, and then Leonard sets off with his friends to try and rescue her. And throughout the game you're just trying to rescue this princess, but at the same time you're learning more and more about sort of Leonard and the other characters and this mysterious sort of knight suit of armour that you found. White Knight Chronicles has quite a wide range of locations throughout the game. I won't go into too many because some of them will be quite big spoilers, but there's just a few clips here going to show you some of these different locations. The visuals in this game are absolutely amazing. They really do show off some of the PS3's power. Now, some of the different locations you'll see here are a little bit varied. They've only ranged across 2 or 3 locations throughout the game, and there are much more as you play through it. The lighting and shadow effects during White Knight Chronicles is also something really that I need to mention because they just look amazing again. And some of the sort of scenery background effects during this game, there's a clip coming up in a moment with the sort of falling sand in the desert, and they just look incredible. Now, one thing that quite a few people criticised about White Knight Chronicles was the setting up that you need to do before the battle. This is choosing which attacks you want to place where on the sort of menus that you'll be using during combat. I didn't find I had any problem with this. It actually seemed a little bit basic to begin with. You only had a few attacks to put on these menus, but as you get through the game you level up your characters and unlock more and more attacks. This system really is quite interesting. Now, one aspect central to all jrpgs is definitely the combat. White Knight Chronicles really excels at this. It's got a fast-paced, fun combat system, still keeping some traditional turn-based aspects of the game. Now, when you start White Knight Chronicles, you might think the combat is a little bit basic. You haven't got many attacks to choose from, and your characters aren't particularly strong with the attacks that you've got. But stick with it, because as you level up, like I mentioned before, and you get new attacks and you get more powerful weapons, the combat's becomes really sort of fun and interesting. Particularly the boss battles during White Knight Chronicles. Some of them are really going to have you on the edge of your seat. You're having to think, use your strategies, your tactics, make sure you've got the right party members with the right attacks and spells. Now, your enemies in White Knight Chronicles are going to be split between 2 different types really. You're going to have your sort of regular character-sized enemies and the really gigantic enemies during the game. And at the sort of clips I'm showing you now, the characters are quite high level, so we'll not have much difficulty with any of them. But when you fight some giant characters later on, you really need to get to the point where you can sort of transform into the White Knight to be able to take down some of these larger enemies. Now, the levelling up system in this game is absolutely excellent. As you gain experience and go up a level, you get sort of skill points to spend on skills in different schools, whether it be sort of like short sword, long sword, spear, sort of elemental attack magic, lots of different types. And you can also get sort of HP, MP stat boosts in this as well. But you really get to sort of create the characters that you want here, so you can have a character as a really powerful mage, or you can have them as a mixture between a number of different classes. And it's just really sort of fun to level up and experiment with these different classes. Now, there's lots of different equipment to choose from in this game, and what's really sort of interesting is the sort of armour that you choose and the weapons that you choose, and any other sort of clothing accessories. You actually see in most of the cutscenes as well, and as you're running around, they have some really nice effects. You notice throughout this clip some things like the different cloaks that you can wear seem to just flow around your character, and with all the different cool armour and weapons, it just adds for sort of really interesting variation between your characters. This game uses a traditional saving system of just finding different save points where you can save your game. You can also, from this menu, heal your characters and access the world map. It's nice and basic, but it works. Now, one thing that I never played in White Knight Chronicles was the online mode, and this is a shame because it looks like it's sort of really interesting, and there's quite a lot to it. And what happens is when you first start, you create a sort of an avatar, and this avatar is a sort of side character throughout the main storyline with Leonard, but is also the character that you use when you go online. And I can't say much about this mode because I've not tried it before. Overall, White Knight Chronicles is a really, really enjoyable jrpg for the PS3. It's got really good visuals, the combat's really fun, and a really interesting leveling up system. The characters are nice and interesting, and the story, while it's not widely original, it is interesting enough to keep you going. There's lots of different locations throughout the game, really, really changing quite a lot between the different locations. The music's incredible. And this game is one that you can get quite cheap. You expect to pay around £12 for a second-hand copy.